Today we are looking at the elements of the curriculum. That is where we ended the last time. The element of the curriculum. And for your information, the next meeting we shall have a short quiz. The next meeting we shall have a short quiz. So take note of that. And it will comprise of the things we have done last week and then this week. So take note, please. Ade, Madam Hawa is there. You heard me.
Sir, your sound is not clear. It keeps
My sound
breaking.
is clear. It's breaking. Is it breaking?
I think it's okay now.
It's okay. Okay, thank you. So you check from your end to your link, your network. Sorry, check your network. That one can also bring about that a bit of irritating voice. The last time we ended at the element of the curriculum. I said the end of the element of the curriculum. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We said the element of the curriculum. We look at the purpose. The purpose of the curriculum, and the purpose will determine the method to be used or the learning experiences. And then that one too also will determine the subject to be taught or to be studied or the content. And then after everything, there is the need for evaluational purposes, performance measurement or evaluation. So that's what we're going to take it one after the other. And then so we start with the purpose. But before we go to that place, I think the last time I shared the slides with you, so you have learned before coming. So under the purpose, what are we talking about? When we say the purpose of the curriculum, what are we talking about? Let's hear you. Like I told you today, when you are talking or when you are speaking, please, you first mention your name. I'm starting my internal assessment today. So if you are on the floor, you mention your name first before you talk, so that I will know what to be given to you. Because I don't go to, it's not always that I go to the platform where your names are, because I'm on the notes, so I don't go there, so I hardly see your names. So let me start. Auntie Georgina. Madam Georgina, are you there? Okay, I won't mention name. So ask and when you want to come.
Yes, I'm there.
When we say the purpose, what are we talking about?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Please
Hello.
mention your name and talk.
Please, I'm Hatsun Kofi Siaka.
Kofi, okay.
When you say purpose, it means the aim or the objective. That's what I understood it. The main.
The aim
your
the objective.
Objective, yes.
Okay, thank you. Any other? Yes.
Yes. Asiama.
Okay, Siama.
We can also say that what we want to achieve at the end of something.
What you want to achieve at the end of something. Good. Good. Right. If nobody is adding up, then I think we can go on with it. Like what our two brethren have said. I'll talk of the purpose of the curriculum.
Sir, please.
I'm
Aglago Kofi.
Please let your baby keep quiet.
Okay. Junior, stop. Sir, please. If we talk of the
Okay, I think Junior is playing with the son, so he can't continue again. So the purpose of the curriculum is based on the social aspiration of the society. You know, every society has an aspiration. Every society has a need. So the curriculum helps to address the needs of the curriculum of the society. So if we are talking about the purpose of it, the purpose of the curriculum must gear towards, you know, the society's aspiration. What are their problems? What are their difficulties? What are they looking for? For instance, now what is the main let's say, problems that Ghana is facing in terms of our environment? Can somebody tell us?
Yes, the destroying of our water bodies through the galamsey activities.
Okay, right. So if you are designing a curriculum that the purpose is to help solve that problem, then you should bring in certain things that the society must do in order to maybe overcome such a a problem or such a aspiration. So whatever you are drawing, you must have that in mind. It must be based on the society's aspiration. That is one thing that we need to do. That's the purpose of the curriculum. So every curriculum helps to address an issue, societal issue. Very, very important. The purpose also outlines the goals and aims of the program. The aims and the goals of the program. For instance, let's talk about the STEM education. What is the aims and the goals of STEM education? Yes, let's hear you.
Okay, sir. I think the aim of STEM education is to help learners to be well equipped in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Okay. Is that wisdom?
No, sir. Please, Clement Anoche.
Clement, okay. I've started with my assessment. So when you talk, you mention your name. Right.
Okay, sir.
So Clement, let's hear you again.
Okay, sir. I was saying the STEM education will help learners or students to be well equipped and have more knowledge in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Okay. Okay. And what is the usefulness of these areas that you mentioned? Science, technology, mathematics, and then those things. What is the aim or what is the purpose of those subjects? The other one goes to different person. You mention your name, then you talk.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
I'm Asal Christopher.
Mm-hmm.
The aim of science, technology, and mathematics is to have skills to develop the country.
Have skills to develop the country.
Yes, technical skills. Have
In what way?
technical skills to develop the country, like building our own bridges, a lot of rules, and also to avoid making the environment dirty.
Okay. Any other?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this wisdom.
Aglago Kofi.
Wisdom, okay.
Aglago Kofi.
Wisdom, let's hear you.
Okay.
Wisdom, let's hear you.
The world is gearing towards technology and all aspects of our life. It has become necessary to have science and technology in health, agriculture, and all areas of life. So it's very important to equip learners with the skills to have this knowledge in science and technology so that our life will be easier.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Hello,
Right.
hello, sir.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir.
Yes,
Aglago Kofi.
yes.
Aglago Kofi. So the STEM,
Please, there's a noisy background.
I think it's Aglago Kofi.
Who?
Aglago Kofi.
Please, if you are not speaking, you put yourself because it's really echo. If you are not on the floor, you need to. Okay.
This is Aglago Kofi talking. Please, can I continue? The STEM education is geared towards the digital skills that the people will acquire so that it will shape their life.
Right. I think there was a female who wanted to
Sir,
talk.
this is Kekeli. Yes, Kekeli Agoglachi.
Yes, okay. Kelly, let's hear you.
Sir, please, the science is geared towards as to solve problem. So we become critical thinkers and then problem solvers.
Thank you for that input. That's a wonderful input. Okay, let me hear Arno Emmanuel. Arno Emmanuel.
So if I know Emmanuel is not talking, I think
okay, then
can also talk.
Isaac can come in.
Yes, please. So one aim of the STEM is to introduce or to bring about innovation in the Ghana education. That's one of the main reasons why STEM is introduced in the Ghana, to bring innovations.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So you see, what we are all talking about, you know, the society has aspiration, and those societal aspiration must be met through the use of the curriculum. So the curriculum is designed based on the association's aspiration of the society or societal aspiration. Very, very important. And because of that, it must be the outline of the goal and the aims of the program must link to the aspirations of the society. And therefore, it must be expressed as a goal and objective. Now, when we say goal and objective, how do you differentiate between the two? How do you differentiate between goal and objective? Goal and objective. Yeah, Perpetua.
So please, I want to ask a question.
Okay, bring your question.
Okay, say, so if you talk of society, social aspiration, are we talking about only the problems that the society is facing?
You know, sometimes it's not a problem. Sometimes, you know, the society has maybe is moving forward to some area, and it wants to do more. For instance, you know, in the field of, let's say, technology, computerization is a key. People must know. Yesterday, there was a seminar that I attended, and then they were talking about it was a business. It was, please mute yourself. It was business summit, and then, you know, we were talking about what the society needs or what must be, you know, must inform an individual if you want to move forward. And then there was an issue of somebody who said, "Oh, now I'm into a particular business," but you realize that the business is not yielding what it's supposed to yield, or maybe it's not giving you what all your needs. It's not able to solve all your needs. And since you cannot depend on that one business to make it, there is the need to create another one in addition to what you are having. You see, so sometimes not that the society is having only problems. So sometimes you may have you have something that you are doing, then you realize that you are not able to meet all your ends need, and therefore there is the need to add more. You see, so adding more doesn't mean that you don't have it at all. So it's not always the case that the society may have only problems. Sometimes they have something and they need to add more. So that is what I can say concerning the societal aspiration. It can be a need, it can be some problems. Sometimes it is not a problem. The thing is moving on, but you want it to move faster, and therefore you add up something. That will this movement. Please mute yourself with your child. Okay, so that's about that. Now let's look at the. I asked a question that we should differentiate between goal and objective. How do you differentiate between goal and objective?
Sir Perpetua.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Perpetua, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Sir, please, the goal is the long-term aim, whilst the objective is specific and time-bound. The objective as well is geared towards achieving the long-term aim, which is the goal.
Okay. Right, that's good. So let's bring it to the classroom. Let's bring it to the classroom. How do you, differentiate between the goal and the objective in your classroom as a teacher?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, my name is David Keke.
Okay, Dave, let's listen to
All
you.
right, I want to differentiate between the goal and objective when it comes to the classroom aspect. So, for example, I would say that for the goal, I would say that I want my pupils to read better. That is for the goal. And then for the objective, I would say that I will teach them to sound out 5 new words this week. That means for the goal, you are talking about the big dream, and the objective to small action to make it happen.
Okay, that is Jaden, eh?
Yes, David Tete.
Okay, let's see another person too. Differentiating between the goal and the objective. Eben, are you there? Are you too?
Yes, please.
Let's hear you.
Yeah,
between
the goal is
the goal and the objective.
something that you plan to achieve at the maybe end of a program or a period, long term something. But the objective is something that is measurable, specific.
So in you people, you are giving me vague explanation. The question is, in your classroom, how do you talk about these two? I'm not saying give a specific example in your classroom. The differentiation between goal and objective. Since you are all talking about the same thing, that vague explanation. Come to your classroom, in your own classroom. Let's hear it. Yes, Kakali.
Sir.
Yes, yeah.
For objective, it is something that is measurable. For instance, I said at the end of my lesson, a student should be able to give me at least 3 examples of domestic animal. So if the student is or the people is able to give me that example of domestic animal, it means that I've achieved my objective. So it is measurable to me. But when it comes to the goal, right? The goal, it talks about you imparting knowledge into your learners. So it's something that you do as a responsibility, and also it is a lifelong learning. So you build on what you have already taught the students. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anybody to add to that? Especially the goal. Kakali has been able to explain the objective very well, but the goal is what I'm looking for. Yes, Alhassan, today are you around? Yeah, Alhassan, yes. Alhassan, speak. Put your video off and speak, please. Okay, since Alhassan is not ready, Wisdom Okra, are you there?
Yes,
Wisdom.
please.
Okay,
Yes,
let's
sir.
hear you.
Using the STEM, for example, the goal of the STEM is to produce learners equipped in scientific knowledge and math. So the goal is general. The objective is going to be teaching the learners how to use computers and the basic mathematics equations in the classroom.
Okay. Let me hear the last person, if that person will be able to explain the goal in relation to your classroom issue. Let me see if somebody can do that. Ernest, upon.
Okay, the dot.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll say, for example, I'm teaching science, separation of
You raise your voice and raise the voice because it's raining at where I am. Raise your voice.
For instance, I'm teaching separation of mixtures. My my goal is that at the end of the lesson, they will be able to separate insoluble mixtures from other solvents. So the main objective is that at the end of the lesson, they will know how to separate mixtures, different kinds of mixtures. But the specific goal is the separation of insoluble materials from solvents. That can be the objective. You be specific.
Okay, let me come in here.
Hello, sir.
With your objective, Christopher, you want to talk?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's hear you.
The goal is it's a long-term target one set for himself, but the objective is a short-term target, like at the end of the lesson, what you are teaching today. At the end of the lesson, the children are supposed to know. But the goal is for maybe the whole term. At the end of the term, you have set a goal that the children should be able to achieve something. That's what I understand.
Okay, I think that you have really explained it well. So putting all the objectives together, it gives you the goal. You see, the goal of this program, there's a goal for this program, and then it's every week that you meet for science or chemistry, there is something that we do. So cumulatively, we'll be doing all this, and at the end of the day, we are able to achieve the bigger what is under the bigger umbrella, what is the goal. So that's what we have to do. Please, let me close my room. Excuse me, I'm closing the office window because I can't hear your voices. So let me close it. Hello.
Hi, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, is the rain? Are you hearing my voice well as a result of the rain?
Yes,
The
we are
background,
Yes,
here.
sir.
My son attended.
the background. Are you okay with it?
Yes, please.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Thank you. It was raining heavily, so I have to be closing all the windows. Right. So whenever you go to the classroom, the target that you set for yourself is your objective. Then at the end of the program, that gives you your goal. That's about that. Good. So let's look at it from this angle. You know, we are saying that the purpose of every program must be based on the societal aspiration, and it must also outline the purpose must outline the goal and the aims of the program, and the purpose is expressed as a goal and the objective. Now we have three categories of the goal and objective. Three categories of the goal and objectives. One of the category is cognitive category. The goal and the objective can be expressed in terms of your cognitive category. And then we can also have the psychomotor and then the affective. Now, as usual, you know, cognitive is talking about what the intellectual ability and the task, what you use your mind to do. Now, let's give an example. Yes, intellectual ability. Let's hear you giving examples.
So, I think for the intellectual ability goes with if the learner is able to, let's say, define matter.
Come again.
So I said, if a learner is being asked by the teacher to define a matter, and the learner is able to deliver the correct answer, I think that falls under the intellectual ability.
Okay.
The cognitive.
Okay. Yes, let's hear somebody else.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Please, if a student is able to recall what is being taught, it falls under the cognitive.
Okay, that's good. Yes. Let's look at the psychomotor. What are you referring to? Psychomotor.
So the use of the hands, or let's say the use of the limbs.
The use of the
limbs, that the hands and the legs.
In doing what?
In doing something.
Give a specific example.
Okay, writing.
Writing.
Okay, writing. If the child is also able to use, let's say, clay to make a model, it's also part of the use of the. It's also under the psychomotor.
So we talk about manipulative skills. Okay, manipulative skills. That is it. Okay. Yes. What of affective part of the curriculum? Affective. What are you referring to?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please talk.
Yeah, sir, Christopher. The affective call for the emotional feelings.
Can you give us specific examples?
I'm in the car, so I can't hear it well.
So, for the affective, one of the affective is a child, how the child speak politely to other people.
The affective.
Yeah, affective.
It can be how the learner.
How the learner does what?
How the learner relate with maybe peers, or even towards the teacher.
Okay. Any other specific example on the affective domain?
So the way that the child communicates with peers, as my friend said, communicating with other people, and also how the child behaves towards even the environment is also affective. A good posture,
Any
good
other?
behavior.
Last one. Yes.
With the affective, it deals with how someone will emotionally feel something.
Okay. Even how to relate with your. Please mute yourself. Mute yourself, please. How the individual is able to relate with others, ability to socialize with people, friends, are all under affective domain. That is your feeling, your emotion, your attitude, perception, values, and aspiration. All these things go under affective domain or affective aspect of the curriculum. Good. Now we've been able to look at the purpose, the now we are coming to the content or the subject matter. You know, that's also one of the elements of the curriculum, the subject matter. You know, under the diagram that we drew, we saw that we have the purpose, of the curriculum. And now we are going to the content. That is what to be studied. What to be studied. That is also another aspect that we will look at under the element of the curriculum. The content of the curriculum is divided into bodies of knowledge. For instance, what are we doing? Under what body are we looking at? We are looking at chemistry. So we can have that of biology, that of physics, that of mathematics, and other things. You know, all these areas are the bodies of the knowledge. And then, so the curriculum of the content of the curriculum is divided into the bodies, like we have just said. And then the outline, it outlines the desire, attitude, and values. And it includes the cherished skills. All the skills that are cherished, they are all part of the subject matter, what to be taught. And then it is determined by prevailing theories and knowledge. Prevailing theories of knowledge. You know, this subject matter also cater for ideological, vocational, technical consideration. All these things come under the subject matter. You know, what the actual thing to be taught, to be studied. That is what we talk of as the subject matter or the content. So whatever curriculum that you have, whatever body of knowledge that you are teaching, for instance, you go to school, you are doing integrated science. The integrated science, we have those bodies are within, like we have mathematics, we have biology, we have physics, we have agricultural science. Good. All these things are under the integrated science. That is the body of knowledge under that. You know, what do we teach? We teach the children, even in their own personal hygiene, how to deal with themselves. They should understand their own self. The student must understand themselves as an individual. And they must also know how to deal with their own problems. All these things are things that we teach them. They are part of the content of the curriculum. How to even move with others, how to accept each other. So sometimes within the given society or organization, or maybe within the given society, like classroom, some students, they find it difficult, you know, mingling with others. Some, they don't want to even sit down with, you know, they have dual decks. Dual decks is supposed to be, you know, used by two people. Somebody sitting by him or her, the person becomes angry. Maybe I don't like people coming to me, that I don't like that, I don't like that. So if you have such a child, it means that person needs to be, you know, corrected in so many ways. So you need to develop some activities that will bring all of them together, so that you cater for the affective part of this individual, the affective part of it, the morals, the values, the morals, the values, and other things that the child is supposed to know, the skills, the attitudes, all these things, you need to add it up to the content, so that as the subject matter, you teach the individual, they need to collaborate, they need to come together, they need to accept each other's views, they need to accommodate different people's behavior. They are all part of the things that we need to consider. Then how do you do it? The how. That's the methodology. The how. Methodology outline the curriculum. It deals with teaching and then learning experiences. Teaching and learning experiences. And it involves organizational strategies. The strategy that you use, the teaching methods, that the flexible teaching methods that will be used to facilitate the learning. All these will come under the methodology. So you ask yourself, what kind of methodology should I use? If I want my people to learn how to maybe learn how to speak in public, then it means that there must be something like debate. You must introduce debate. So the debate in this case will become a method. Sometimes you need to let them come to group work. You want them to learn how to develop something. Group work. They should come together and do that. In doing group working, that is also a way of, you know, socializing them by enhancing the affective aspect of the curriculum, the affective domain of the curriculum. No, when they come together, they will be they'll be working with some. Let's do craft, art and craft. So they'll be, like somebody said, they'll be working with their motor skills, how to develop it. They manipulate with the material that they are using. At the end of the day, you develop all these things in your learners. Then, if you have the purpose, and then you know what to be taught or what to be studied, which is the content or subject matter, and then the how to deliver it, that's the methodology or learning experience. Then the next thing is you are finished teaching. How do you assess? How do you know that what you have done is good? How do you know that your method you used was okay? How do you know that that the content that you delivered was okay? How do you know that you were able to look at the effectiveness of the learning experiences? And that is what we refer to as evaluation, or what we call performance measurement. And what do we evaluate? You know, in our the daily lives, in our teaching experiences, normally when we teach the children, they have difficulty, they are not able to make it as we expect. For instance, they are not able to score the marks that you are expecting from them. Normally, the conclusion is the children are not good. They don't like learning. Look at the number of hours I use. I use all these hours in teaching them. Now look at what is going on. They can't even, do this. They can't even do that. That is what we normally say. Forgetting that when we are evaluating them or when we are measuring the performance, we measure so many things, not only the output of the learner. If the output is faulty, it depends upon so many things. You ask yourself, did I select the appropriate content? Did I select the appropriate methodology to address the content? Did I even check the effectiveness of the method I use? All these must be taken into consideration. Did I check the suitability and appropriateness of the curriculum itself? Was it suitable for that class? Was it suitable for that period? Sometimes in the early, at the peak of the day, that is during the afternoon, in your classroom, the room is very hot, the ventilation is very poor, no fan, nothing. Then that is the time you are maybe teaching mathematics or you are teaching science. You can imagine the result of what you are doing. So you ask yourself all these things, the suitability and the appropriateness of the environment. Did I even use the correct tone when I was speaking to them? Did I use the correct tone? All these things also affect the effectiveness of the performance of the learners. Did I use the right thing? Sometimes even your own dressing can attract them. Your own dressing can sway them. Can, maybe can affect their alertness. All these you need to consider. You don't only have to look at the output that the learner didn't perform well. They don't learn. These children, they don't learn. When you give them this, they don't learn. That's all that we say. Forgetting that a lot of things go into their performance. You see, so there is the need. Sometimes there is the need after these things. There is the need for you to sit down and then take a second look at it, and then find out why this performance. So don't only look at what the learner did, the poor marks that the learner scored. Don't only look at that. Look beyond that, and that is what evaluation is about. Okay, in conducting evaluation, yes, sir.
Doug, we are talking about the evaluation, and it works on different, what do you call?
Please, I don't. Are you using a mic or you are speaking directly on the?
Where I am, it's not. So I'm using a earpiece.
Because the voice is a bit rough. That's why I'm asking that. So come on, you come.
I was talking about evaluation. Can we say that language can also be a barrier to the evaluation, because now we are being told to use the what do you call our mother tongue in teaching the lower primary, and I want to ask if that one can affect the evaluation of the students. Sorry.
Yes, my brother. Language can also be a barrier, or it can also enhance the performance of the learner. That one they can't take it away. You are teaching lower primary, and that lower primary, you come to my holy village and teaching lower primary with probably all in English. The medium of instruction is all in English. You can imagine somebody in my hometown and then somebody in the big city where all the facilities are there. Facilities that will promote learning are there. You can't say that they will perform the same way as in my holy village. So that's also another thing. But talking about maybe using their mother tongue throughout too, well, I don't want to say it is not good or it is good, but you need to sit down and then look at the effect of it. Because what they are going to write to, don't forget that at the end of the day, they are going to be assessed globally. They are going to assess nationwide. The question is, if I use only their mother tongue to teach them and they go, and this question is set with English, would they be able to answer it? That's also another question you should ask yourself. So blend it. I would say in the lower primary, blend it, whatever language you are using. That which will let them understand. You teach them, then you explain using the language they understand to also explain to them. That's also another thing you can do. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So in conducting the evaluation, and judgment must be made regarding this, the inputs, whatever you put in, and the input may also include the language, the subject matter, and everything that you use in bringing the lesson to the doors of the learner. They are all the input, and the means of the input that you give to them. By what means? Is it through gestures? Is it through English as a medium of instruction? Is it through their mother tongue as a medium of instruction? Then the content you are delivering, that is also something that you need to also look at. That's what I was talking. Now, don't only look at the output, and then you also look at the output of the learner, what is coming out, and then the output of the entire learning process. That one too, you look at them. That is when you are giving the judgment. You look at all this, and then you can also look at there are certain things that we should also look at. That would determine the curriculum. What we normally call the curriculum determinants. That would determine the curriculum. There are so many things that determine the curriculum, and we can mention some few. Political factor, social factor, economic factor, technological factor, environmental factor, and the learner or the child psychology or the psychological factor of the learner. You have to look at all these before these things determine what we call the curriculum. Let's look at the political factor. We say that the politics determine and define the goal, the content, and the learning experience, and evaluation strategies in education. The curriculum material and their interpretation are usually heavily influenced by political consideration. Therefore, political consideration may play a part in the hiring or recruiting of personnel. So, how do you agree or disagree with this? That political factor also determines the goal, the content, the learning experience, and evaluation strategies in education. How far do you agree or disagree with this?
So, for me, I agree with this this one. Political factor really affect or influence curriculum determinant. It really influences it. For example, when you look at how the curriculum was made during our former president Nanado, and the curriculum be influenced by this NDC government, you can see that there's some changes in the curriculum. And this is true, that political factor can affect the curriculum.
Okay, thank you. Any other?
And sir, also, looking at what I want to add up to what my brother said. Looking at what happened during the 2020 curriculum change, during the time when Honorable Matthew Opoku-Prempeh was the Minister of Education, we could clearly see that as at that time, there were less materials and resources to implement that curriculum. But as to the political reasons behind that, they implemented it without, they implemented the curriculum even without considering learning resources which are not available. So political factor play a crucial role in curriculum development.
Okay, thank you. Okay, is there anybody who also disagrees with it? Now, listen to it. You disagree with it?
I agree with it.
You do what?
I do agree with the fact that political factor.
No, I was thinking that somebody else has a different view regarding the political that maybe it doesn't have any influence. Now listen to this one, the last part here, and then let's talk about it. Political consideration may play a part in the hiring or recruitment of personnel. How true or how false is this?
Hello, sir.
It is true.
Yes.
Hello.
It's not just a matter of it's true. You have to, yes, talk about it in a way that you can convince us all. Not that it's true, just like that.
This is true because when we look at the Director General, he's being appointed by politicians, or he's been appointed by politicians. And aside that, sometimes they employ their party sympathizers as teachers when they have the required certificates. So I think it has influence on the part of hiring or recruitment.
Okay, Madam Andy, thank you so much. Wisdom.
Yes, sir.
Do you also have something to say?
It's true because the ministry have to appoint people to do research and others before the implementation of the curriculum, and they are also going to finance the materials and everything concerning the curriculum through the Minister of Finance.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. So you see, political consideration may also, when it comes to hiring or recruitment of personnel, that one too may also play a part. So if the person comes and it's not effective, you can imagine what will happen. If the person comes and it is effective, that one too, you know what will happen. So I think that is true. Okay. Now let's look at the other. Funding of education is generally influenced by politics. That one too, do you agree to that?
Yes, sir.
Where are the others? Because since only few are talking over. Okay, Clement, let's hear you.
Sir, I agree with the point. That funding of education is greatly influenced by politics.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's hear you. You agree? Why do you agree?
Okay. So they determine, in terms of financial assistances to the schools, they determine the amount of money to be partitioned in the education sector. In fact, they determine all the teaching and learning resources and how teachers are also paid. So I think it's true.
That is it. Okay. Thank you for that. Now let's look at the social factor. Society has its own expectations about the aims and objectives that should be considered when designing the curriculum. How true is this?
Sir, wisdom.
Yes, sir.
I believe it's true because during the early days of implementing this curriculum that we are using now, there was this issues that were raised that we have some gazing and immoral act in the curriculum, and it was brought up, and the country talked about it for some time. So the society is expecting that whatever curriculum the government brings on board will go along with its norms and values.
Exactly. Thank you, my brother. Do you agree that culture of the people around the school should also be considered or taken into consideration when designing the curriculum, and the religious belief should also be considered? Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How true or how false?
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Hello,
dear.
sir.
So, sir, the
Hello.
culture of the people should be taken into consideration in as much as possible so that one will not be offended. There are certain things that when we talk about in school, I mean, let's assume you are teaching RME and you take into consideration the fact that someone will be a traditionalist, someone will be a Christian, someone will be a Muslim. You would know what to do and when. Yeah.
Okay, so you believe that the culture and the religious belief should be considered
Hello, sir.
when doing? Yes, sir.
Contrary to, I think most people believe that even the mode of instruction should be the native language of the learner. As people have been comparing Ghana to other countries who have been using their own language in teaching, and they see it to be more effective. So if we also apply the same thing, you can see our education system to be more effective as the way we see it now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, my brother. Hey, what is that? Hey, please check your animals and other things. Huh? Yeah, Wisdom, I think you raised your hand. Wisdom. Now,
Sir.
do you agree that the curriculum should be gender sensitive? Do you agree? And if you agree,
Yes,
how
sir.
far do you
Yes, sir.
agree
So,
or disagree?
my name is Isaac. One thing that I will say is that I agree that what do you call religion and
Gender
culture?
sensitive.
Yes,
I
gender
can say with
sensitive.
the culture.
Okay, gender sensitive must also play a bigger role or a big role in the curriculum, such that you will not look down upon each other. A situation whereby we regard boys in the olden days that boys are good, they must go to school, and ladies should be in the kitchen. I think it is not good. So when they implemented this, that gender equity and gender balance in the education sector and in the curriculum, you can see that there is this balance that has brought many improvements in the Ghana education and also improvement in the country. As Kwajagri said, that if you educate a man, you educate one person, but a woman, the whole nation. So this gender balance has helped the country a lot.
Okay. Then thank you for that. I think our brother too has come out to say.
So one observation. Okay, say, yeah,
Yes,
one observation I've also made about the gender sensitive is that you see, at first when you look at our books, the pronouns there will be he. That is making reference to only the male. But because we are gender sensitive now, you could see some changes in that they have introduced, I mean, the part of the female too. So maybe you see the she and other things also there, making the curriculum gender sensitive or being unbiased.
That's good. There's no biasness now. In those, like you say, in those years, you see almost all the pictures there in the books were male pictures.
Sure.
Now, if you see a picture of somebody at the office is a male, a doctor is a male, a teacher is a male. So many of these pictures were males, but now, and then you only see females when it comes to kitchen issues. Then you see the female there. They are doing the cooking, they are doing the bathing, they are doing all. But now it is not like that. So that's also good observation. Now let's look at the economic factor. The economic factor. The economic factor. Let's see how that one too will also come in. Society has its own the economic, sorry. Let's look at the economic. Since education is financed by government, the economy of the country must be taken into consideration when you are preparing the curriculum. How true or false do you agree or disagree with this? We are talking about the economic factor. And you say that because the education is financed by the government, the economy of the country must be taken into consideration when drawing or preparing the curriculum.
Yeah, so that is very true.
How true is that?
The reason being that the country cannot be in financial crisis, then you'll be thinking about curriculum development or implementations, because that one also costs a lot of money, since most of our educational institutions are financed by the government.
Okay, so you look at what you have before you draw your curriculum, isn't it? If I understand you.
Yeah, I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yes. If you don't have A, you have to plan your curriculum in such a way that it will not involve so much of A. So therefore, the availability of resources, such as the teaching learning resources and human resource base, should also be considered. Whenever you are preparing your curriculum, whenever you are drawing your curriculum, you must consider the resources such as teaching learning resources and the human resources before you put all these things into consideration before you come out with your curriculum. And the skill needed for the, okay, let's talk about that one too. We are saying that before you draw your curriculum, take into consideration the availability of teaching learning resources and the human-based resources. How do you agree to this? Hello? I told you the lecture class, yes.
I agree totally.
How totally do you agree?
Because teachers will use teaching and learning materials when they are delivering the lesson, and learners will have to practice with teaching and learning materials. So without the resources, learning or the aims and goals of the curriculum cannot be achieved.
So therefore, you need to consider all your resources, both material and the human, when drawing your curriculum. So, for instance, I just remember something. You know, teachers were trained. In those years, the moment we finish school, after national service, you are posted to your schools where you go and do your teaching. But these days, those who finished 3 years ago, they are still home. 2 years ago, are still home. Now we have added one more. Meanwhile, they haven't been posted. What is happening? We say we need financial clearance. So this financial clearance that is needed is as a result of the economic factor. So if the country do not have money, they won't post you. But the moment you are posted, the next thing is pay me. And since they don't have the means, then wait till I get the money before I pay you. So it's very important that what we are all discussing is very, very necessary and very true, that we must consider both human and then material resources when drawing our curriculum. Now, the skills needed
Sir,
for
please.
yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
with the human resource, can we also say that look at when we have the new curriculum now, they've introduced some subjects like the CT and the CAD. Can we also say that we have to
like what?
train people to the creative art and design and then
Okay.
CT? Yeah. So we have to also say we have to train people so that these people will be able to teach the subject. Not that every teacher can teach any subject, but someone who has the skill. Yes. Can we also add that to the human
Yes, my
resource?
sister. That is true because let's give for instance this creative art and design the teachers. The first batch of the new curriculum who wrote the exam. I'm talking about the first candidates from the new curriculum. Last year, when they finished school, and when they finished the exam, you see, even before the exam, people were crying on the basis of curriculum, the creative art and design, because they didn't have the human resource. They didn't have the teachers with that skills to teach. So even the teachers themselves, they didn't know how to teach those subjects. And during the marking too, you realize that they were not even having the manpower, the human resource, those who have the skill to go and mark. So if you saw it, the result came without the result from all the result came with the exception of creative art and design. It was later that one was released because few people were doing the marking and therefore it was slow in releasing it. So it's very important that the skill needed, that we need the people who have the skill, the human resource who have the skill before we can also allow them to, we can also enroll the things in the curriculum. That one is true, my sister. So, and then this part too, please let's listen. The skill needed for industry to reflect in the content and learning experience for students, that is, when you are building your curriculum, the skill needed for the industry should reflect the content and the learning experience for students. How do you agree to this or disagree?
Please, earlier on when we were discussing, we saw that they've introduced this term, and then Tibet and others. And these are all there to just equip the learners so that they'll be able to be employed in the future as our country requires, because we are moving through what the hand can do more, innovative and others. So I agree to this one.
Okay. So you see, the skills that are needed in the industry should be, like you said, should be part of the curriculum. So that this one should reflect in the content of the curriculum and the learning experience of the curriculum. So if you need, for instance, if we need more people to go into industries to help in maybe areas like carpentry and then that of maybe lab technologies or lab technicians, it means that we need to bring in things that the students will do, the content that students should be taught or should study, so that at the end of the day, we get those skilled individuals to be employed or to be sent to the industries to perform. But if we don't have them, people will be in the industry, but they can't produce because we don't have the manpower or the human resource base. So it's very important that you look at what the industry needs, the skill that the industry needs, and then infuse it in your curriculum. Very, very important. So let's also look at the technological factor. Now
Hello?
that we have looked at the, yes, sir. I thought somebody was asking a question. Okay. Now we look at the economic factor, we look at the societal factor, and now we are going into technological factor. technology can provide a variety of learning experiences. And this may involve the old and the modern ones. Technology provides opportunities in politics, economics, social to the learners. And then curriculum developers can never ignore technology and its influence. You know, now technology is dictating for the world. Technology is leading the world in development. Technology is leading the world. And therefore, there is the need to involve the technology in our curriculum, because it will be used in our politics, in our economic, in our social life, and whatever of the learners. And therefore, whatever it is supposed to be, curriculum is supposed to be developed. One of the determinants is that we need to also consider technology and then make sure that we involve it in the curriculum. So those who are developing the curriculum should not ignore how technology will influence development. We need to make sure they are also part of the curriculum. That's what we're saying here.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, please, I have a question at the curriculum, the technology factor. That does it not have a negative, effect?
How negative effect? And why negative?
Because the way technology is rising, it is trying to extend that a time is coming that if you don't take a human resource will be invalid. You will not need even manpower again. Everything will be machine. Everything will be robot. And if you don't take care, this thing is going to create a big famine, and it's going to create a lot of problem to people. Unemployment will rise, and a lot of things will happen. So I think, although you are recruiting this technology, but you must also be careful to a certain level. Otherwise, there's a problem.
Otherwise, okay. The otherwise means that if where the world is gearing towards, that is where we should also train our children, our learners to go. If the world is gearing towards technological advancement, our learners must also be trained in that manner. If they are trained in that manner, it is not only government work that you go and do, like what we are talking about. You go to the factory, they have robots, and therefore they need only one or two people to manipulate the computer to direct the robot in doing this. And this same technology is also needed for other things. So why don't we develop ourselves in such a way that if the world changes to technological world, we will also be able to move towards that direction. But we don't want to learn. That's our problem. We don't want to learn. We are interested in the old things that we're doing. So no wonder people are now, even teachers, we are teaching now, but we don't have the knowledge in the technology, even the computers that we are using. Teachers do not have, most teachers do not have even knowledge about that. And they don't care learning it. They are okay with it. So let's move with it. If we move with it, the advantages are more as compared to the disadvantage. Even now, the farming that we are doing, it's no more hoes and cutlasses. Why don't we also learn, move with that advancement of that technology, so that at the end of the day, if the farming is no more cutlass and hoes, and then we need machines, we will be able to have people who will be able to develop the machine parts. The machine parts is not, it's not coming from space. They are developed by human beings. People invent the technology that we need this and we need that, and people also manufacture it. So if people are manufacturing, some are inventing it, some are manufacturing it, some are also using it. At the end of, everybody will have something to do, but our mind tells us that when we develop some of these things, manpower too will lack. We will not have. We become idle. But it's not true that we become idle. Just move with it, with the development. When you move with it, if the world is advancing, you should also advance yourself. Then you'll be able to go with it. Now, what program are you doing? Is it not masters in education that you are doing?
Yeah,
It's not masters. Good. But you know, look at where we were. Certificate in education. Then we came to diploma in education. And we came, now we are in degree. The minimum qualification is now degree. But how many of us are willing to go? You ask teachers to go for further studies, and all that they will tell you that money, time, money, time. I don't have money, I don't have time. I'm busy. I can't learn. Oh. Now the slogan is, hey, masters, it's difficult. This course is difficult. Now going to read about science education is difficult. My students do come to me. They come almost every day. And the thing that they ask me that, Doc, I learned science education is very difficult. I want a course that is less difficult. So when I ask them is that, do you have a course that is less difficult? Everything is difficult. The only thing is that just tune up your mind that you are ready to learn, ready to bring a change in your life. If you do that, then you'll be able to move with the system. And very soon, survival of the fittest. Those who are not ready to go for further studies, the system will eliminate them. And then the few who are ready to go will take over. So technology, my brother, can never disadvantage human being or human effort. You will go as it is moving, you are also moving. Prepare yourself to learn. Prepare yourself to move with the time, and you are done. You know, nowadays, people were using, or teachers were using diploma in teaching colleges of education. Now it came to degree. Then it came to masters. And even the masters, now you can't use masters in education. Ahmed, if you want to teach in some years ago, you need to get the top up, which is the MPhil. Currently, as I'm speaking with you, the minimum qualification, because the tertiary, is PhD. You can't come to the college and teach if you don't have PhD. So let us move forward, and we'll be able to make it. And our efforts will not be in vain. You will never, be idle. We'll be able to make it. But those who are not ready, they'll be taken out, and that is the survival of the fittest. I hope it's well understood.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
yes, sir.
I want to ask this question.
Yes, sir. No.
Right.
In fact, I love the way you are talking.
And I also love the way you are
Sir, I
learning.
want to ask this question.
Yeah,
with
no,
respect
in
what
fact,
you
I
said.
love it. Thank you very much.
Sir, please.
You're welcome. Yes, yes.
Sir,
Yes, yes.
I want to start the question and then go offline because since morning our light has been off and my battery is on 5% now. So,
Add more.
sir, I want to
See?
ask this question with respect to what you just said.
Okay.
So I saw this question somewhere, and they asked whether the curriculum can succeed in today's world without incorporating technology. Can you help me with that?
And the answer is what I've given. If you want to move with the world, as the world is moving globally, then there's a need for us to also go technology. Because these days, even teaching, now have you heard of all the universities now? They are now incorporating AI in their curriculum.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
yes,
Yes, sir.
Which of the universities have you heard that they are now going? It's compulsory that they will all do at least a year AI in the subject area.
KUSB.
That is good.
Legon.
Good.
Legon.
Uh-huh. So that is it. And that is true. You know, in those days you could not use AI in writing your thesis. But now there's a way you can use the AI to make it your own. So without you learning it, my brother, you suffer. Yesterday you were using 4-figure table. Probably you didn't meet it. 4-figure table in doing it. We were not using calculator. When I went to sixth form, we never used calculator. We were using 4-figure table. Now a time came, we are using calculators. And even the calculators we were using, they were molecular calculators, those without scientific. But now we have scientific calculators. And even the scientific calculators, some of them are so high in such a way that people use them and people have them and they can't use them. So there is no way you'll be able to move without technology. You must be technologically inclined before you'll be able to catch the world. Everything is changing. Everything is changing. So let us prepare ourselves and then meet it. That's the shortest distance I can say for now.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, the environmental factor too is that. So the learner's immediate environment affect them significantly. You know, the curriculum is influenced by the learner's immediate environment. The learners need to be conscious about the environment by protecting it. You know, because we are not conscious about the environment that we are in, because we don't know the effect of this cyanide and other things we are using in our waters. Because we are not conscious about that, we spoil the waters without knowing that we at the long run will be affected. After all, people say, after all, I can buy bottled water. But where are you getting the bottled water from? Is it not from the same streams? So a time will come, though you'll be drinking bottled water, it will be full of cyanide. Because the machine themselves that are using in treating them, the machine are even getting spoiled because of these chemicals. So a time will come, you may be drinking so-called sachet water and the bottled water, and so you'll be drinking the pollutants will be in, the chemicals will be in. So everything we do affects us, especially in our own environment. So because we are not conscious about the environment, we don't protect it. Because of the money we are getting, we are forgotten that the curriculum, the environment, we are under the environment, and we can be killed. You have all the monies you have, all the gold you have, and you will not be able to enjoy it as a result of sickness. People are having so much money, but because of sickness, they are not happy. So it is not only money that makes us happy. And therefore, we must be conscious about the environment and protect it. So whenever curriculum designers are taking or maybe working on the curriculum, they must consider including courses such as environmental science, crop science, and then farming. All these things must come into the mind of the developers so that when they include it in at the end, people will be conscious. If students are conscious, automatically parents will be conscious. How true is this? What is the link? If students are very conscious about the environment, automatically it will have influence on the parents. How true is this? I want someone to explain this. Hello, are you there?
Hello, sir.
The question again, Doc. I'm saying that we are saying that the learners needs to be conscious about the environment. I'm saying the learners have to be conscious about the environment they are in. And therefore, curriculum learners, designers should also consider including certain courses such as environmental science, crop science, and farming. And the question is, if the students, I was saying that I made a statement by saying that if your learners are conscious about the environment and they are introduced to certain courses such as environmental science, crop science, and then parents will automatically get to understand those things. How true is that?
Okay, so let me come in.
Come in.
Okay, if the learner learns that maybe, for example, it is not good by using chemicals in fishing, and probably maybe the parent is a fisherman. So through the knowledge that the child has gained, he or she can educate the parent that, father, it is not good to use maybe this chemical in fishing, in that it will destroy the water. So indirectly, if the child learns in other way, he or she can educate the parents.
That's good, my brother. Thank you. Now, this baby who was crying at the background, very soon will start going to school. If this child go to school, say, Dada, Madam say, yes, sorry, and you 3 times. Of course, the moment the child start doing it, the mother, who is like my mother, who never went to school, will say, hey, I could see. So now it's 3 times instead of once a day. Oh, then let me also try and see. By the time everybody is doing it 3 times a day. So what the children learn will also influence the parents. So let us try and then consider all this in our curriculum. That the children must be conscious about that. And then the learner psychology. Please give me 1 minute. Let me put my outside lights on. The whole place is dark, so I'm coming, please.
Okay, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. The
You're welcome.
whole house was dark because I'm in the study room. Nobody is outside. Sorry for that. Good.
Thank you, sir.
Learning psychology.
Sir,
It's
sir,
also part. Yes.
I have a question, sir.
Ask your question, please.
Yes, sir. So with the environmental factor, let's say I live in an environment or area with advanced technology, and we are developing a curriculum. Should the planners consider this as an environmental factor or technology factor?
Come again.
Let's say we are in an environment where there is advanced technology. So if they are planning a curriculum, would they see it as an environmental factor or technology factor?
Technological factor. Because say there's advancement in technology. So they have to consider those ones and see the effect, how it influences the curriculum, how it influences the learners, how it influences the people around. So they have to consider that one as technological factor. Is it helping in the maybe production of food? Is it helping in the so many things? So they have to consider those as technological factor. But if you are looking at, for instance, where I'm in the Galamsey area, people are using bulldozers and the big machine in excavating the land, spoiling the land. Those ones are environmental factors.
Okay.
Yes. Good. I wouldn't say that because they are using. I wouldn't say because they are using big machines that becomes technological factor. No, and that becomes the effect of that one on the environment, and the environment is being destroyed.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So curriculum developers. It seems the class is now a bit quiet. As a result of what?
It's not
So
quiet.
we are here.
So we are here. We are listening, pa.
Okay, listen, pa, but yes. Okay.
Doc, it's because you are telling the truth, the reality of the world. That is why.
So if I begin to lie, then you come out, eh?
you are speaking from a scientific point of view. Thank you, Doc.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, we look at learner psychology. You know, curriculum development, they should also consider the theories of learning and child development. You know, we have so many theories of learning and child development. Can you mention some of the theories of learning?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Piaget. Jean Piaget.
Sir, the behaviorism.
We have the Erickson theory.
Okay. So all these theories that you are mentioning, can you help us with at least one of them? Explain to us what you mean by them. Behaviorism, cognitivism, constructivism, humanism, connectivism, and then all the theories. Can you tell us what at least one of them, what it means? Behaviorism, cognitivism, constructivism, humanism, connectivism, social learning theories, and what have you. Can somebody tell us at least one of them what it means?
Hello, sir. Okay.
Yes.
I will talk about the behaviorism.
Okay.
Oh, okay. They believe that, or they argue that psychology should be deal with human behaviors. That is, the behavior of the learner should be observed rather than the internal mental event.
Okay.
Yes.
That is viewing learners as a change in observable behavior, resulting from maybe conditioning through maybe rewards and punishment.
And punishment.
From the environment. Okay. So for instance, a student learning a new skill by repeating the task to get a reward. That's what it's about. Okay.
All right,
And
sir.
then that, huh?
Okay, I would like to also talk about constructivism.
Constructivism.
Or you want to say something?
Oh, say it.
All right, I would like to talk about the constructivism. They also believe that learners build their own understanding based on experiences and reflections.
That is true. That is true. So
Constructivism.
Sure, that is true. They argue that learners actively construct their own understanding and knowledge based on their past experiences and what they already know. So learning is seen as an active process of building knowledge. Okay,
sure.
That's about constructivism. Sure. So when we are planning, or maybe when we are developing curriculum, they must also consider the theories of learning and child development. Somebody made mention of Piaget. You need to consider all these. Learners should be given what they can handle in terms of depth and quantity, what they can handle in terms of depth and quantity. And physical conditions of the learners also influence the selection of the content and experience. So if this child, the physical condition that the child finds himself is not anything that is pleasing. For instance, he comes to school, he comes to school with tattered clothing and other things. This child reserves or maybe quells into its own shell, doesn't want to come out. It will affect the way he learns and so many things. So we need to consider all this and see how they influence the learner's behavior. That's good. So our educators must also, developers must consider all these things. Very, very important. Now let's look at the models of curriculum development. Model. Now, when we say a model, it's simply defined as representation of a prototype or a reality. You are representing the reality. That's a model. For instance, you want to talk about human body. But what do you use? You can use this caricature in developing, maybe in representing the reality or the real aspect of human being. You go to the hospital and then they have this thing on them, they open them and they are not a real human being, but everything that they have in it also represent it. So that is about the model. It is therefore a conceptual or a mental picture of what the real curriculum design should be. Some models are very close to the real thing. I think you believe that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, some are almost close to the real thing, but others may be far away from it. And therefore, when you have what you call improvisation, have you heard of improvisation?
Yes.
What is it about?
Something to replace or something to represent something.
Hello, sir.
What is not improvisation?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please, can you hear me?
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, please. When we talk about improvisation, we are talking about like picking out materials from the environment in order to teach a lesson in place of the real scientific gadget which are unavailable.
Okay, that is it. So, first of all, the material should be readily available in the environment.
Yeah.
It might be less costly, less costly or even no cost at all. And you use those ones to represent the actual thing that's supposed to be, which is very expensive. And then sometimes it is even very dangerous in using them, very delicate in using them. For instance, last week we made mention of using certain things. For instance, you have you want to prepare your beaker and a funnel, but you don't have it. You are in my holy village. You don't have it. It's very difficult for you to get it. But we always have this bottle water. The moment we take the bottle, the bottle is thrown somewhere. You just take it, cut it into two. Use the base as your beaker. Use the top as your funnel. You see, that is it. These things are readily available in the environment, and they are less costly. And we use this one at the in place of the original, very expensive and very very expensive, and then sometimes too they are very delicate, and so sometimes they're very fragile depending upon the nature, whether it's a glass or something. So all these things are there. So we are saying that the model you are using must be very close to the real thing. It shouldn't be far from that. It shouldn't be far. It must be very close. So it's
Yeah,
very
sir.
Yes, sir.
You made a point that like we use the improvised material in place of the actual material which are fragile.
It's
So does
very
it mean that if I have a beaker made up of glass, and because of its fragile nature, I should improvise while I have the material readily there?
Okay, it depends upon the class you are handling. Very, very important. For instance, if I'm handling lower primary and I bring the glassware, which is the beaker, into the class, you see how dangerous it will be. You know these children, the way they act and the way they react towards certain things. If you don't think, you end up, treating wounds.
Okay.
So it depends upon the class. There are some areas you need to demonstrate. You need to demonstrate while they also do the observation. There are some areas they have to do the hands-on, and then you will facilitate or you observe it. So it depends. It depends upon the class. That's what I can say.
Okay, and the age of the learners also.
And the age of the learners. Okay. So curriculum design is complex but systematic process. It is important. It's also very, very important for you as a teacher to understand how the curriculum you are using or going to use in your school was designed. Very, very important. Whatever curriculum you are using, know how it was designed. It was designed for this purpose. It was designed for these children of this age. It was designed for to maybe bring about develop the affective domain, develop the if it was designed to enhance maybe development of affective domain. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to use it? So I'm supposed to make sure I bring, I do a lot of group work, a lot of discussion, so that they will respect each other's view. The people will learn how to talk. People will learn how to react, or maybe how to interact with friends. All these things you need to. If it was designed to enhance psychomotor skills, then my decision should be manipulative. So they will do more of art and crafts. So if they understand how the curriculum was designed, then it will also help you to know how to use it and how to achieve the purpose of the curriculum. Very, very important. Okay. Now, Tyler's model of curriculum development. Please, this part, I want you to when you go, please, I've given you the material, so read it very well. The Tyler's model of curriculum development. Please take your time and read. Not just read to understand. Very, very important. You know, there are 4 fundamental questions in any of the curriculum development. Brad Tyler, identify 4 fundamental questions before you develop curriculum. There are some questions that you need to answer them. One of the questions is that what educational purpose should the school seek to attain? What educational experience can be provided that are likely to attain these purposes? What can these educational experiences be effectively organized? And then how can we determine whether these purposes are being attained or not? Please go, when you go, I want to plead with you, read. And to read, you understand. Very, very important before you do anything. Don't just read to understand and be able to apply it. Whatever I'm using. What am I supposed to, what is the curriculum be helping the school to attain? Then curriculum now say a person what is the goal? What is the purpose of using this curriculum, and what are they going to get out of it? You see, and then before you do that, you ask yourself, what kind of experience must be provided for them to attain that purpose? On the other hand, if I want them to maybe to be able to prepare a digestive system, what am I supposed to put in so that they'll be able to, get that attainment? And then you also ask yourself, how can I organize it in such a way that it will be the students will be able to attain that purpose? How do I organize it? And then if I finish everything, how will I know whether or not they have understood and they have attained the purpose for which the work was done? That's evaluation. All these things must come. That's why I say take your time and then read those things. So the Tyler, that one to continue. So the Tyler's one, please take your time and read. Very, very important. So it's the grammatical listen to is there. The diagram. So the diagram too is there about Tyler. So on the other hand, there must be a source. There must be the selection of the material, the learning experience, and then how you can organize it, then how you can evaluate it. Please read about those things. It's very, very, but I know why I say read. And I know you will not disappoint me. I know you don't disappoint. You read. Very, very important. You read them. When you read, then we'll discuss. So if you don't read, you will not discuss. That is what I'm trying to say. If you don't read, you will not discuss. So you see what you were talking about, that's the Tyler's lesson. The aim, the selection of the experience, and then the selection of the content, the organization of the content, the evaluation of the content of what you have done. So please read. I'm talking about it again. Read. Read. Very, very important. Read. If you don't read, then that one there. I know why I say read. Some of us, we only want somebody to talk about something. We don't want to read on our own. Sometimes there's a need. I'm coming on, please. All this is the Tyler. That's why Tyler and the cyclical energy. So read. When you read, you will discuss. The Tyler one is, it's very long. I want you to read. Okay. Now we want to look at competency-based curriculum. Competency-based curriculum. Model of curriculum development. We are still on the curriculum development model. We want to look at competency-based curriculum model. Competency. The word is competency. Competency-based curriculum model. Competency. What does competency mean? What does it mean when we talk of competency? What do you mean by competency?
Doing something effectively or efficiently.
Okay, doing something effectively or efficiently. Okay, let's hear this. I've told you that I'm not lecturing. We are discussing.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, competency means doing something to your utmost best.
Okay, to your utmost best. Okay. Any other? Yes, please talk. Let's hear you.
Having ability to do something efficiently and effectively or
Hey,
perfectly.
please. We are not hearing you. It's like.
Hello.
Hello?
Regularly or continuously doing something without a mistake.
Without a mistake. Wow. Okay, that's also good.
Hello, sir.
Without a mistake.
Okay.
Yes, boss.
Hello? Hello?
Please talk. Talk. I can hear you.
Yeah, please. When it comes to the curriculum, competency means that covering every aspect of the curriculum in order to produce a fully baked learner.
Okay, fully baked learner. Okay.
Yeah.
So my ladies, where are you? My ladies,
hello, Doc.
I haven't heard your voice. Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Doc, when you have the skill or ability to do something.
When you have the skill or ability to do something, that's okay. Right. How are you there? Today I haven't heard your voice. Oh. Madam, how are you? And Angie were talking, but I'm not hearing your voice again. Huh?
Can I also say something?
Mary, yes, say something.
Okay, I also say that competency means having the knowledge, the skills, and that you can use to do something.
Okay, that's good. Let me see if I can get one of our first ladies to also help us, because today only Angie and then how I've been speaking, so others must also come in. And then Kelly, you two, you have also spoken, but you spoke and you have not been talking again. You finished. No, we haven't finished the class. Okay. Yes, let's hear you. Or you think you have finished the class?
Oh, no,
you spoke very nicely, but I'm not hearing your voice again.
Competence. Yeah. When you have the ability to do something and do it well.
Okay, that's good. And then finally, Jones, if you are there. Jones. Jones. If Jones is not the perpetual, let's hear you. I think today, my ladies, initially you were contributing a lot.
My network after the rains is not good. That's why I'm quiet a bit. So please,
Oh,
it's me having the appropriate skill or the ability to do something. And when that thing is done, it seems perfect as compared to others.
okay. Thank you all for that contribution. So let us see what I have for you too. Competency refers to an integrated set of skills, knowledge, and attitude that enable one to effectively perform the activity of a given function to standard expectation expected in employment. Standard expected in employment. That is, putting all the skills, knowledge, and attitude to enable you effectively perform the activities of a given function to standard expected in the employment. So if, like you are all saying, you are able to put all your skill, your knowledge together, and you are able, somebody said something, I was repeating, without a mistake. Right. But all things being equal, you may have some mistake. But what we're trying to say is that whenever you try to put all the skills, knowledge, attitude, whatever you have, to help you effectively perform an activity of a given function to standard expected in employment, in your school, whatever. That means to a certain, yardstick. Everybody expects it to be this. And then you're able to do it nicely as a result of bringing together your skills, your knowledge, your attitude, and everything to perform that activity. That is what we normally call as, what is it? We normally call
competency.
The ILO defines professional development, professional competency. What we said was the general one, but professional one is defined as the attitude to carry out a task or a job position effectively on account of possessing the qualification required for such. So if somebody is able to carry out a task or a job or whatever thing that you have been given effectively as a result of possessing the qualifications required for such an activity, then it can be considered as this. So the competency consists of components. It's not just a matter, it's not I would say that it is not an event, it's a process. Competency will be a process, and it has a component. One of the components is knowledge. One of the components is skills. One of the components is attitude. So all these things come together to form what we call the competencies. So competencies, I would say that it is not a competency will not be an event. It will go through some processes before you'll be able to come out with your whatever thing that. So your skill is very important, and then my thing has gone back. Sorry for that. Let me go back. So you need your skill, you need the attitude, and then you need your knowledge. All these things will come together. That means that without a skill, without knowledge, without attitude, there's no way you can produce a competent job. Say somebody is very competent. That person has a skill. That person has a knowledge about the thing he's doing. Some person has attitude, and all these things are trainable. That means all the knowledge, the skills, and the attitude which we can train yourself to become. Some of you are teachers. All of you are teachers. And something, sometimes you stand somewhere and say, hey, when I started teaching, I was feeling shy. I never knew how to speak in public. But today, here am I. I'm able to speak boldly. I'm able to do this. I'm able to even some even go to the extent by saying that even in the church, at the mosque, I couldn't talk in front of the people. But the moment I started teaching, Now I can talk. I can say things boldly before the entire congregation. That's about how people were also looking at it in that way. So all these things are trainable. The skills are trainable. The knowledge and the attitude, they are all trainable. It means you can be trained to have it. A lot of you can bear witnesses that initially you didn't know how to maybe do so many things, but per continuous practice, now you can do that. I think what I'm saying, some of you can bear witnesses to that.
Yes, sir. Yes, please.
That is it. So all that we are saying is that these things are trainable. Anything you want to do, you'll be able to do it. Anything you want to do, you will be able to do it. Very, very, very necessary. You will be able to do it. Nobody was born with maybe a gold spoon in the mouth, but you started somewhere. If we are to ask you to tell us how you started and then where you are now, people will open their mouths. They won't even believe it, because they may think, but you there, I don't think it is true. Because the way you speak, the way you teach, your students, that sometimes they become so happy to have you as their teacher, or as a result of training yourself to acquire certain skills, certain knowledge, certain attitudes that is helping you to be where you are now. So we have dimensions of competence-based curriculum development. Competence. We are still with the competence. Dimensions. First of all, the competencies must be identified. Identification of the competencies. Now, if we ask you, what are some of your competencies, you will be able to tell us. You will be able to tell us your some of the competencies that you have, how you were trained, how you were certified, and there are certain standards that you set for yourself. So identification of the competencies, standardization of the competencies, competency-based training, and the certification of the competencies. So let's see how we can take them one by one. The steps of developing competency-based curriculum. And the first of all, you said you should have an identification of it, and therefore we see that you define the competencies. Whatever you want to maybe come out with, define what that thing is. Formulate learning objective for that. Then you plan your experiences that you go through. Then how you implement the teaching learning strategies. And then you also plan how you'll be able to evaluate it. All this is based on Tyler's model. So that's why I gave you that you should read about Tyler's model. If you don't read these things, you won't understand. You define the competence, you formulate learning objectives, you plan the experiences, and then you plan and implement the teaching learning, and then you plan and implement the evaluation of that. So let's see how you go about it. So first, define. When you say you are defining the competence, what comes to your mind? You'll be looking at them, but I want us to look at them here before we go back to the slides.
Sir, can I come in, please?
Come in, please.
Please, when you talk about define competencies, it means we are to find out what the competencies entails. That is the knowledge, the skills, and the attitude. You must look at these three areas.
Okay.
That's enough. Defining of competencies.
Okay, that's good. And then to be able to employ that, you need to formulate learning objectives. To be able to bring it to bear, to be able to help your students, you need to formulate learning objectives. I wanted to even explain. What does it mean? You formulate your learning objectives. You define it, like our brother said, what it entails, what goes into that. Then after that, you have to formulate learning objectives. What do you mean by that?
So can I come into?
Oh, the same person. Yes, come.
So
Sir, I'm here.
Come, I'm also here. Let's
Okay.
waiting for you.
Okay. Just as our brother explained the competencies. Now you need to sit down and plan how you are going to achieve that. So the steps that are going to help you to achieve what the brother defined is that the formulation of the learning objectives.
Okay. That's
So,
good.
and also to formulate the learning objectives, you need to sit up and ask questions. What does the pardon?
I'm listening.
I said when it comes to the formulation of learning objectives, you need to sit up and ask questions about how can what should I do to achieve the knowledge? So you sit down, the skills and the attitude. So you ask yourself questions, putting some things in place before you execute it. That's
That's
the
good.
formulation of learning objectives.
That's good. Like when you are going to the classroom, you set up your objectives. What will I do for them to achieve this kind of thing? For them to be able to maybe understand this concept. I will do this, I will do that, I will do that. I'll put them into groups. I will let them perform this and that. Good. That is about that. Good. Then you plan the learning experiences, the methodology, the learning experiences that you are also going to give. And then the kind of methodology you are going to employ, how you teaching learning strategies that you are going to implement. Then you do those things. Then at the end of the day, how do you know that the competencies have been achieved? How do you know? Through what?
Through evaluation.
Through evaluation. Good. So you also have to implement the evaluational strategies. That's about that. That is all about the steps in developing it. So the models for that selection of learning experience. A learning experience is the interaction between the learner and the external condition in the environment to which he or she can react. The fact that experiences involve the interaction of the learner and its environment implies that the learner is an active participant. So whatever you are doing, please know that the learner is the active participant. You don't have to, dominate. Don't go and dominate. Don't go and dominate. And because of that, a learning experience is also active behavior of the learner. The learner is the center of everything. The learner learns from what he or she does than what the teacher does. True or false?
That is true.
How true is that?
There is a saying, I don't know if my members can help me with that. I see, I forget, something like that. I don't know if someone can help me with that. So the more the learner, takes part of what he or she is doing, it takes more than what the teacher will tell him or her.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Thank you for that. Thank you for that wonderful thing. You see, one thing I've realized from today's lesson is that, last week's lesson, it was more of teacher-centered. Today, it's more of learner-centered. Why do you think it is so? I know why it is so, but I want to find out whether you know why you're able to contribute a lot today. Why is it so?
Hello, Doc.
Yes, madam.
You have a different method. So upon assessing the previous lecture that we had, we saw it's necessary. So you gave you brought a motivation or reinforcement that whoever partakes in the question or is able to answer the question will be awarded a mark. So that is why most of us.
Okay, that is what my sister have seen. Okay, it's a very good observation. That is also one of the things that I did. That's Perpetua. Was it Perpetua who was talking?
Angela Nyako.
Angie. Okay. Right. That's the Perpetua's observation. There was this motivation, and this motivation was more or less extrinsic one. You contribute, you get something out of it, and everybody wants to get something. It's a very good thing. And then, is there any other thing you have also observed?
Yes, please.
Hello.
Let's hear you.
What I have observed is that you told us to read ahead.
Good.
That's from last week. You told us to read ahead. So we did so, and we are able to, contribute much effectively.
Okay, thank you. I think you have ended my question. I asked you to read ahead, which you did. Very, very important. You did it. And this tells me that my students are always ready to learn. So you also had it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you also elicit our responses through questioning.
Good. That's also another thing. And now you've been able to make it. It's a very good thing that you have observed.
Hello.
Yes.
What I've also observed that some of the students they do learn well. They also contribute. That's where they also learn from.
Okay.
So
that's good. So at least you have all done well. I'm impressed. But note this: 2 or more learners in the same class may not have the same experience. Everybody, most of you are contributing, but majority of you are not also talking. So you know that not all the learners in your classroom may have the same experience. It may happen that others may not talk, though all the things you put in place are effective, or maybe effective, but not everybody who will be talking, because we have individual differences. They may not have the same experience. Don't forget that. Very, very important. So those who are not talking, I want to encourage all of you to talk. So we said the learner's experience is when they are able to talk do the thing on their own. They remember very well, rather than you telling them. They make sure they are put at the center of it, and then you shouldn't forget that they learn more when they do it rather than when the teacher tells them. So they are it's the active behavior of the learner. And from here we are talking about characteristics of learning experience. Characteristics of learning experience. We talk about what learning experience is. The characteristics of it. Recognized by learners as usable in achieving their purposes. The learning experience is recognized by the learner themselves as usable in achieving their purposes. Recognized by you as the teacher as leading to socially desirable ends, appropriate to the maturity of the group. So whatever you are giving to them, let it be at their level. That's the maturity, at their level. Very, very important. Very, very important at their maturity, at their learning level. Somebody say, does it suit their interest, their age, and then their, the environment they find themselves in? Very, very important. Learning experience should be challenging. Though challenging, but it must also be achievable. It shouldn't be so difficult. You remember some years ago, there was this issue. Teachers in those days, they will be happy when their children fail. I'm talking about their learners. When they are not able to pass the exam, they are happy. So what you normally hear them say that you people, the way I will show you that the questions I'm giving to you, it has a coat. You need to remove the coat. There's a vest. You need to remove the vest before the shirt. Removing it, then the singlet. Now, by the time you remove the singlet, the time is fast spent. You can't even go again. And they were happy. That's how people use. Even now, so the modern day teachers, some people also say same. You people, the way you suffer, you think you don't learn. When the exam comes, you see. The way I'm going to stretch you, those things are not, should not be part of your thing. Though your question must be challenging. But it should be attainable. It should be achievable. It should be able, they should be able to solve your questions. and leading to new learning, and providing for application of the old learning. Very, very important. And then don't forget this. Learning experience should be varied enough to provide for balanced development of the learner. It should be varied enough. It shouldn't be one way. It shouldn't be one way. It should be varied enough. And it should be possible within the resources of the school and community. Whatever you are giving to them, it shouldn't be something that is difficult for them to solve. For instance, they need some materials in solving it. The materials must be there. They need they need to go into the they need to please. Hey, JD has done what? Mute yourself.
Mute your microphone, please.
So the resources available in the school and the community must help them solve whatever or develop the experiences you want to. It should be varied enough to provide for individual differences within the group. So whenever you are giving work to the children, know that we have individual differences, and therefore do it in such a way that everybody will benefit from. Whether you are slow learner, whatever, you benefit from that. Okay. Now, I gave you some work to do last week. So whilst I'm prepared, have you been able to do it? That's the first question. Were you able to do it? The assignment I gave you. Nobody is talking. Are you alive?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
Doc.
sir.
Oh, you are not. You are not.
Dog, the pressure. Oh.
Pressure, eh? Pressure from where?
Yes, sir.
Pressure from where? I like the way you laugh. Okay, right. Don't worry. After this, I'll give you the email where you're going to post your things there. Then I'll give you time. Criteria for selection of learning experiences. Criteria for selection of learning experiences. Criteria. One of the criteria is that it should
Hello, sir.
I'm
Hi.
giving you I'm giving you 5 minutes. Rest your brain and then we'll continue. It's now 7 o'clock. I'm giving 5 minutes. When I can we'll look at the criteria. 5 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. 1 minute to come back to classroom, please. Are you people back?
Yes, Doc.
Yes,
We are
sir.
back. Yes.
Okay, you are welcome.
Thank you,
We are
sir.
looking at criteria for selection of learning experiences. Say that the learning experiences should be valid. That's the validity of it. Validity of the learning experience. So the question is, what do you mean by something being valid? The validity of it. What do you mean by that?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
When we say something is valid, it means it is accurate, or it is measuring what it is supposed to be measured.
Okay, it is measuring what is supposed to be measured. That's good. That's good. Good. Any other? So what that is, experience might be closely connected with the educational goals. So the experience must result in change behavior with respect to the stipulated objectives. And then it must also contribute towards an intended learning outcome. It must direct provision and must be made for specific outcome by conscious selection of particular kind. So like our brother said, it must measure what is supposed to be measured, what you intend to be used. So if you wanted to maybe change certain behavior of your learners, then make sure you change that. I was able to change that. And then variety. When I say you should look at the variety, say another one, apart from being valid, you look at variety. What are you talking about? And why variety?
Variety means different types.
Uh-huh.
And
And
there
why
should be
that?
variety because, yes, as we have already explained, that the learning experiences of the learners are not the same. So you cannot go by just one way to, assess all of them. So there should be different types of format or approaches in order to, cater for these different learners.
Individuals, different. Okay, good. That's what our brother has just said. So variety means learners learn at different rates and through different methods and modalities. Don't forget that individuals bring quite different abilities and background to the same learning task and evolve different methods and techniques. The greater the variety of learning experiences presented, the more likely that every learner will find satisfying activity, enabling him or her to progress towards the required learning. Learners have different purposes and interests. Hence, wide and variety school experience allow them to satisfy these interests and to realize their purpose. And that's what our brother said. They come to school with different ideas. They come to school with different mind, different interests, and other things. They are from different background, social, economical, everything different. And therefore, there is the need for them to also have a different activity so that everybody will be able to achieve or get something. And then we say that it should be suitable, suitability. What do you mean by that? It should be suitable, suitability. What do you mean by suitability? Being suitable.
Hello, sir. Oh, sir.
Yes, please talk.
Okay, the suitability means the learning experience should match the learner's age, ability, and level. It should be suitable to their age, their skills, and then let me say their attitude.
Okay, that's good. Yes, any other? Any other?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I think that.
Yes.
Okay,
let's come in. Madam, come in.
Okay, just as my brother said. Okay,
I think,
just as my brother said.
Excuse me, I think somebody, one of our females wanted to talk. I don't know whether it was Angie or it was Angie. Let's hear you.
Yes.
Yes, sir. The learning experiences should suit each learner. It should each learner should be able to, get his share in the experience. That is what I understand.
That's good. That's good. Yes, my brother. Now you can come in.
Oh, okay. Just as our brother said, the learning experience should be appropriate for the target audience. That's what I wanted to add to what my brother said.
Okay, the suitability.
Okay. Yes, it should be appropriate for the target audience.
Okay. So learning, that is experience, should be appropriate to the general level of development of the group and particular levels of the day. Then learning experience should be suitable. That's what you all said. And then it must also be closely related to their needs. If it's not closely related to their needs, that means or the other, you don't see the need. And then it must be balanced. It must be balanced. It must be balanced. What do you mean by being balanced? It must be balanced. What are you referring?
When you say something is balanced, it means it is evenly weighted. That is, no single aspect should dominate at the expense of the other.
Okay, right. Now let's listen to what I have here for you. When I say be balanced, learners progress towards maturity through the interaction of growth process and the environment. Some experience will be found outside the school, others from within the school. The balanced activities vary from individual to individual period. So, and then failure to supply this experience will result in imbalance. On the other hand, whatever you are teaching them, it's not, some may get, they may get some in the school, some from the outside, and there is application to same. And then when you are teaching them to, you make sure, like our brother said, make sure that everything you are teaching them, it should be, for instance, the males will get the yes, the females will get the yes, adults will get their children. No, everybody, everything they are doing, it must also, go, the activity that they are embarking on should be done in such a way that there will be nothing like those who are smart learners cannot get, those who are slow learners cannot, will get, and other, they must all have their, whatever they are supposed to have, they must all have it. That is what probably they add.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, I want the difference between the variety and the balance.
Okay, but the variety, different activities, different experiences. You know, like some of them are, you know, as a result of their interests, they like activities that are more or less manipulative ones. Others also want those that are more or less memorization ones. Others also want those that are attainable, that's more or less affective type of activities. So that's one variety. That bring all of them on board, bring all those things on board. And then if we are talking about balancing, make sure that others do A will not get more than what B will get. Let them almost have the same activities, number of activities. Though that
Okay.
means maybe to be given A, B, C, let them also have A, B, C. That's about that.
All
Good.
right. All right. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Uh, let's go back to today. We will end here, but we are going back to the assignment I gave you. I haven't forgot.
Paul, please, I'm not hearing you.
Doc is quiet. I said we are going back to the assignment I gave you. The assignment I gave you. Bring them out.
Okay, then.
Bring them out. The assignment, please. I'm waiting for you.
So for the assignment, most of us were not here.
But after
Yes,
everything,
please.
you heard from your friends.
All
So
right.
being not here or not being here is not an excuse. If I'm giving as what's the name? If I'm giving marks, you will say you were not there, so you don't need the marks. So everybody is taking part. So if you don't provide it, that means you are not ready for that.
So to be frank, some of us you didn't even see the question. You didn't join. So and the questions too, they didn't even put it in the group. So you don't even know the question.
Hey, Papa, it's too serious. Too serious.
Yes, sir. They didn't put it in the group. That's why I'm only surprised that they said this. You gave us an assignment. I am surprised.
I gave you the slide. I gave you the slide. The questions are in the slides. So you should have asked them what was the question. You don't have to say that we didn't give you the slides. You should have asked them where the question is. Go to page 29 of your slides. Go to page 29 of your slides.
Read through the 2019 science curriculum for primary and junior high school once more. Analyze the curriculum appreciate this orientation.
Are you here? Please, can you talk to the lecturer on our behalf? Um, Nobody is even here.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. I think he has left. Hello, guys.
Is that one?
Yeah, it seems we are all at fault for what has happened. And in the afternoon, I addressed the platform that we should be our brother's keeper. Frankly, last week I couldn't end with you guys, so I didn't even notice the assignment. So please, if any time a lecture is going on and an assignment is given, let's all come back to the platform and inform our friends. As I've done today, I've shared the nature of science assignment, and I have added the email to which we are to submit it. So please, let's do that, not to fall for such, practice again.
So please, Asema, did you add the question?
The nature of science.
Yes, please.
Okay, well, maybe unless I indicate the page from the slide.
Yeah, I think that one will be helpful.
We were asked to give examples of French science, pseudo science, and then misconception of science. I think there are 4. So I'll just
the 5 examples each.
Yeah, there are 5 examples each. So please do that. I have added the email of the lecturer.
Okay.
And then you submit it to him before we meet. Please do so.
So when are you meeting again?
Yeah. I think that would be nature of science. I don't know when we have it.
And please, Asiama, I'm not I'm not getting the question from the nature of science. Which platform did you post that on?
Are you on the general platform for the chemistry student?
No, please. I'm not on that platform.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Esiama.
Hello.
Please,
Yeah,
I'm
Esiama.
sending you my number in the message. Like,
Okay,
so
wait.
please,
Let me go and share the link on the main platform so that you can join.
I think
that will be the best. Okay, let me check if we can send message there.
I think it's for admins only. Right now, admins only can send message on the platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, Esiama.
Okay. Hello, sir.
Esiama.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Esiama, Mr. Siama.
Please, I'm listening, sir.
This is not so.
I know. I understand. You are saying, right?
Okay. I've also just joined the program this week, so I'm not also on the platform you are talking about. So this is my first lecture that I'm having with you.
Okay, so let me share my contact. You send me hi, and then I'll give you the link.
Okay,
I think that will be okay.
Okay, let me get the listen and then get your contact.
Okay.
Oh, okay, your contact,
0545.
Okay, 0545
30 94
79.
Yes, please.
0545
Yes, please.
Shockingly, I'm not on the general platform.
So you add me to the general platform so that maybe all the slides too. I hope you have them.
Yes, I have.
So that I'll get access to them so that I also go through.
I hear.
Okay. Please, what is your your study center?
I'm at West School.
I'm in Accra.
Oh, okay. I'm at West School.
Oh, okay.
But it's
No problem.
Do we have Sunyani people here? Sunyani?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. That means no one is here at Sunyani Center.
Yeah, people are there. We are around.
Okay.
Okay. I hope this is the chemistry major platform, or
Yes, please. Yes.
The chemistry, those who are doing chemistry major platform.
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We had it.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Esiama.
Anytime we have the lecture. This lecture.
Yes, is that the only advantage that we have?
Come again.
Is that the only advantage that we have?
Yes, for nature of science, he gave us one, and this particular course too, he gave us one, but actually it means we all forgot. I even forgot. I was even confused. I was even confused when he said assignment until just when he made reference to the page that I remember that yes. He said we should go and read and then.
Like
Yeah, please, the nature of science, the page for the assignment.
The
page for the assignment, nature of science.
Oh, that's why I'm asking. Are you on the chemistry major student switch?
Again, is that page 24?
Yes, please.
I haven't opened it yet, but if it is at page 24, I think you have to give 5 examples of French science, junk science. I think there are 5. 4. Misconception of science, pseudoscience, French science, and junk science. let me share the question on the platform.
The chemistry major.
Yeah, the chemistry, no, the nature of science assignment.
Yes.
And for the chemistry student, someone will just share it now.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, please. Have you ended the lecture, or the lecture will come again?
No, I'm not sure he will come. He said you have ended, just that he made mention of the assignment, and it seems we have all defaulted.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll hire you to that whatever you will talk later.
Yes, I'll chat him. So whatever will be the feedback. That's why I'm urging.
Okay.
I think we should all be on that platform. It's for all chemistry students. That's the major.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Hello,
Okay.
if Mr. Richard is here, you should kindly give me his contact. Richard. Hello.
Richard, are you there? Someone is asking for you.
Richard, he was the one who was answering the questions, giving us the answering the questions for the chemistry aspect.
Yes, left.
Okay, thank you.
I can't see the question. Is it chemistry which school?
Please, the nature of science.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I am listening.
I'm
Okay,
talking about
just
the
sent
nature
it.
of science.
Yes, I have
coming.
sent it now.
Hello?
I have sent it now.
I'm talking about, are we to mail it? To send
Yes,
email?
I am going to add the email now. I'm coming.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Hello, madam. Hello. Hello. Yes. Nature or science license? The mommy checking and share why? You. Young David, now say, yeah, parasitism. Yeah, parasitism. And I'm parasite. Yeah, yes. I remember. All of you who would you know. And all
Yes,
say,
yeah, man.
and the network, and all will be my guy.
Yes, yeah, man. Coffee.
Yeah, parasitism, why? Exercise. Exercise, nature or science, and chemistry, no. But me, nature or science, as soon as I get the slide, I eat the email, I'll just submit it. Chemistry, me can say, oh, but no, multimedia. When I finish, I will even go back. I will even go back and highlight and say, oh, you. No, my get the because not say, oh, say, chemistry minor. We were supposed to meet him this evening, and our man catch it, and I said, I say, I got 1 hour. And Sana got it in the day, baby. Because all I all lectures you know what this coming Saturday now. David, we are bachelor, no. I all I Saturday and Sunday we are now the full way bachelor places no. Yeah, why? Mate. Yo, bye.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
But you need to talk thanks now. Yeah. Of you understand from you may I'm saying.
If I can watch that main platform, so.
But okay.
Watch that link not the main platform, so. Because I'm not question nature of science and I'm going to main platform. So me who question you look at the channel link in my video because I know one year. See, I surprise or catch in fact and submit your assignment. So behind you.
The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry is urging the government to prioritize access to affordable machinery and technology for local from our policy. Speaking at the Chamber's annual ESC welcome the initiative, but skill production generated. We can tell our natural resources to have the technology. But if we can if the technology is going to come in at a very high cost, plus taxes and duties, then we can understand what it means. First of all, you can't buy it. Secondly, when you buy it, then you need that. So yes, what is as our planning has been with all other nations, let us look at where we start at the top that is not too high, especially terms of duties and all of that, the import, which we have not even come before. So yes, we get a big power economy, technology, and I'll be on for the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael. Thank you for watching. See, we'll bring you updates now for the currency and the community.
When you're going to buy a place, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury and luxury place. Don't be any person you mention. The luxury and luxury place. That's what you when you're going to buy a place, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury and luxury place. Don't be any person you mention. The luxury acrylic paint. That's what champion.
Welcome to Abuja, Nigeria, and one of Africa's hotly anticipated events. Thousands of delegates coming from all across Africa.
This is a moment to reflect on our shared resilience.
The world has to pay more attention to Africa, where the market is biggest India, is biggest China.
Being gold mine for Africa is investment in education.
Collaboration.
African problems require maybe Africa.
Oh.
Easy. Easy.
Hello. Hello.
Walaikum salam.
Yeah, bon.
Ayuma bikum wana fana. Ba.
Are you good? Hello.
Mano. الصيغي ده الصيغي يمكن الشف anyway تغي صيغي ممكن شف anyway تقريبا الصيغي نانا كديجة أبغى تاني كريموت برسورو أبيني جمكة Hey, don't be fair.
Baba.
Walaikum salam. Yung network ni mo yun. Network kuntan jumeli fana bini. Yes. Anyway, Latifa lewa. Samira. Latifa lewa.
Then can I walk?
You so as
Then
someone
can
can be our cancer, but Miss Yam.
no person.
By some police money, police do. I don't do papa anything. Chile, you could free even after kind of baby, I want to means. Sir, police station, baby, I'm here so. Hey, you do a
Let's
money
what
for one, like what to know what to find.